Today I'm going to be sharing some very unique ramen recipes with you, so please join me. Welcome to The Bold Encourager. I'm Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It just allows for me to get my positive, encouraging messages out to everyone. So today I'm sharing some unique ramen recipes with you. Why ramen? Because I feel like ramen's gotten really popular on YouTube and also gotten very popular on TikTok. There was actually a TikTok ramen recipe that everybody it got really trendy. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to show the picture right here. I just thought, I kind of wanted to do something that was different and unique, but wasn't that ramen recipe that everybody was trying on TikTok. I feel like the one on TikTok sounded really good. It sounded like bulgogi sauce. For seasoning, they used everything bagel seasoning, which it sounds amazing and everything, but it sounded really salty to me too. I was just like, how can I do a recipe that's unique, but something that I would enjoy and maybe you guys would even enjoy? So let's go ahead and check out the first recipe. So first you want to boil your ramen noodles. You don't need the flavor packet at all for this step, just because you're going to be adding other flavor to it, so you will not need the seasoning packet that comes with the ramen. So we're going to add the noodles to the bowl, and let's just speed this up. So now we're going to add all the breakfast toppings. I made some scrambled eggs that I'm putting over on this side. You can kind of choose whatever breakfast items you want to add to the noodles. Just think of the noodles as rice, so whatever you think would go well with rice can be on top of here. And then I'm going to also add a fried egg that I made on top, because I want to do a little bit of scrambled, and then I wanted to add one fried egg on the top. It will just give it a little bit more of a visual. Then I went ahead and cut up some avocado and put it on this side. I can never cut avocado very well, so sorry, it looks kind of sad right here, but this is the way I cut avocado, unfortunately. Now you want to add your favorite hot sauce. This is a Korean sweet and tangy sauce. It's more like gochujang. Gochujang's not really hot. It has a little bit of spice, but this is more of a liquidy kind of gochujang sauce. Usually it's a little bit more thicker paste. They just made it into more of like a sauce you can add to saute and everything, and it was really good on here. And then there's everything for bagel seasoning that I got at the 99-cent store. Usually you can get this at Trader Joe's, but it's a lot more affordable at the 99-cent store. So thankfully I found it there, and so I went ahead and seasoned it with everything for bagel seasoning. And then I wanted to add a little bit of garnish with this prosciutto. You could probably do bacon if you wanted, or something, whatever meat you like to eat for breakfast. Or maybe you're not a meat eater, so maybe no meat for you. But I went ahead and added some prosciutto to the top. Sometimes people take the prosciutto and they just cook it for a little bit to make it crispier, almost like bacon, but I just wanted to leave it as is. And here you go. Here's my beautiful breakfast bowl. So what do you think? Would you eat that recipe for breakfast? I definitely would. I really enjoyed that recipe. I put that together. I didn't even look at a recipe for that one. At first I had done a recipe that I looked at and tried to use some of the ingredients in the recipe I did, and it became an epic fail. Let me show you how it turned out. So as you can see, I tried to make this into a sandwich, turned into an epic fail. You could see in the center there was sausage and egg. So as you could see in the picture, I was trying to make a breakfast sandwich almost with the two ramen sides, but it just didn't get crispy enough, and I actually used one of my sandwich makers. The recipe I was trying to model it off was this waffle sandwich recipe. They actually put ramen in a waffle maker. And I do have a waffle maker. It's just like I didn't want to take the integrity away from the ramen. I just felt like, why not just make a waffle sandwich? Why use ramen to make waffles? Because waffles are cheap to make and it just doesn't make any sense, you know? It just takes away from it. So I didn't want to do it that way, but hey, it didn't turn out right. So that's why I ended up doing this other recipe that did turn out right. So the next recipe is kind of something you would make for lunch or dinner. So let's watch that. You're gonna wanna chop up some green and red peppers so you can saute them and add them to the noodles. So I'm just adding a little bit of oil to the pan so I can saute the green and red peppers. I use plain ramen noodles. Of course you can use those individual packets and just not use the seasoning, but I use these Japanese style ramen noodles and they were just plain flavored, no flavor added to them, no seasoning packet. And then of course I added all the green and red peppers to the pan and just sauteed them, stirred them up so they didn't burn. And then I wanted to use a meat that was salty, so I used this Spam. This is a generic Spam, but it had like a bacon flavor to it. And yeah, it may sound gross to you, but if you cook Spam long enough, it gets a little bit more crispier and it tastes really good with sweet and sour because of the sweetness and the saltiness. So then I added the noodles to the pan. The sweet and sour is going to be the very last item that we add. So I, of course, added all the noodles from the ramen that I had cooked. You just cook the ramen just as you would normally, just not adding any of the seasoning packets. And then you're going to stir fry them with all the other ingredients and then add the sweet and sour sauce. I just ended up using the whole sweet and sour sauce bottle because it was a small bottle and there was a lot of ingredients. So I stirred everything up really well and then cooked it for a little bit longer. So what do you think? A sweet and sour ramen noodle recipe. It's actually really good. I know you're probably like, ew, Spam, that sounds so gross. Actually, with the Spam being so salty, it complemented the sweet and sour that's very sweet. So I really like to combine sweet and salty together because it brings out flavors and it kind of balances a recipe out. I had seen this recipe on Pinterest and it didn't have like a full-on recipe. It just said, hey, these are the ingredients you would put in it. And it was a really easy recipe, so I figured I'd make it. But both these recipes are super easy, so you could definitely make them. And they both turned out really good. I really enjoyed eating them and I would probably eat them again. So I highly recommend you try these recipes out and let me know what you think. Please comment down below on if you liked them or not, or if you want to try them out. Please comment down below on that as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will post a new fun video, and you don't want to miss it, so go ahead and hit that notification bell. If you haven't followed me on social media, please follow me on social media. The links are down below. Well, I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you stay encouraged.